Hey everybody, it's Count VHS, and welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Dorwinion campaign. In the last one, we made quite a bit of progress against North Rune, and we've now started the process of getting them, well, kind of under our thumb. That's the goal here. We've got a settlement of theirs, their capital, Fornhood, which is under siege, only a single unit inside that. We've got another one which has, it looks like a few warband, nothing too serious. That's under siege up here in Gwaithring. And then we've got another one down here at Yarhelkar. Now, the trick of this maneuver is making sure that North Rune survives as a protectorate for us. And in order for us to make that happen, we need to essentially besiege all of their settlements, make sure that they have no field armies out in the wilderness, and make sure that their family tree survives. And then they should submit if we offer them enough money. And if this is the first time you've seen one of my videos where we talk about this, while that seems ridiculous to give a faction money, even a lot of money, so that they become your protectorate, it actually works out very much to your favor because you get all of that back, and then they typically will send you tribute for a while afterwards as long as they are economically viable. And more to the point, much more usefully, they can serve as a very effective buffer state against any other factions you don't want to start a war with. So that's the goal here. The trick we're running into is none of these settlements currently has a family member inside of it. The only one that we know of is their ruler, this guy here. Now, we don't know his age, only that he is mature. And I'm hoping there's another family member somewhere who is either going to come of age in one of these cities, or that he's at least going to retreat into Yarhelkar on the next turn. So let's end the season. We're also sending our agents around just to scout out. We don't have that many spies in the area. We've got these little emissaries, so they're not giving us a whole lot of line of sight, but we'll take pretty much whatever we can get. The other big news is in the northwest, where last episode we ended up taking Hjorth, which is a settlement of Dale. That should have them down to just one settlement, I think. Yeah, so that would be Framsburg, and they have not taken any of these other fortresses in the mountains that are, stuffed with orcs. So, due to that, I'm feeling pretty good about, leaving Dale for a little while. I'm sure they will get up enough troops and send them east to challenge me at Hjorth at some point. Unfortunately, we don't have a family member here anymore, but we are sending somebody into the northwest. This is Tan of the city of Dale, and so he will go back up to probably be a governor in Dale, because I don't think I have any family members around here currently. No, we just got some longbowmen there in Dale itself, and in Esgaroth, no one is watching the store. So let's move him up as fast as we can. I'm glad that currently Rovanion is at war with, let's see, yes, with the Dunabar, but more importantly, they're at war with the Bjornings. They've just taken Holt off of them. They must have taken... No, they actually still have the East Bite. The Bjornings do, but it's under siege. So we'll move our spy down there to get visibility. There we go. And Thrimfeld. Okay, it doesn't look like they're going to hold out very long. They could probably defend against this assault, but the problem is they're right near Rovanian's training grounds. And, okay, they are sending some reinforcements over, so hopefully they keep each other busy for a while. I don't necessarily want one to get the upper hand over the other, except if they are able to cause trouble for Rohan and the Reunited Kingdom. That would kind of be nice. At this point, I guess I'm rooting for the Bjornings in a way, even though I'm allied with Rovanion, because Rovanion has a very long border with me, right? And while I am subduing North Rune, the last thing I'm going to want is a Rovanion army sniffing around Bern, around Rathwin, around Belligant. They could access all of these very easily. And now that they've got Holt here, that means that they can also access Dale, because there's a little crossing, and the province here is owned by Dale. So what they will do is, because this is the border they share, they'll go for that city. So I need to keep an eye on that. That's why we're getting a family member up there. Otherwise, though, we want to save our money. You want to get up around 100,000 in the bank before you start seriously asking for protectorates. And we'll be there in a little while, so I want to save up. And that's part of the tension here, because saving up means not not training troops. And of course, if you're not training troops, then you're not maybe staving off the interest of factions like Dorwinion. The scout is, I'm not sure exactly his age, but I'm guessing he's not going to be around for very long, so we just wanted to use him to see, you know, if Northrune is planning anything over here. So maybe I'll just keep him going towards the Iron Hills. The settlement is like right up here for the dwarves, the Iron Hills settlement of Berez Doom. And as you can see, the only way to get to it is this rather long route, or up, you know, from the south around here. And so sometimes you'll see Northrune sort of grouping armies up here. I'm not sure if that's just posturing or if that's their kind of inability to figure out a right path. They will get troops down here eventually, so you know they could be at war with the dwarves still. And in fact, oh, they're allied with the dwarves. All right, so actually, I can probably cancel that. Well, we do have an emissary here just to, you know, keep an eye on Rune, I guess. Let's just see if they're grouping anything. Probably not, because Rune is expanding pretty well into Mordor, so they're only really at war with the Dunabar. And this will be an interesting theater to watch, because, as you can see, Dunabar still has Barad Eden, but the Reunited Kingdom has taken Kirith Duath, so that means they're over the hump. They're into, you know, basically accessing the central region. Okay, so there's this fort here that Adunabar still has with some decent troops. You know, Spears of the Shadow, not many. Swords of the Shadow and some trolls. Orc champions too. So, you know, they could be held out for a little while, but yeah, Rune has taken Upper Nirn. Okay, this may have rebelled back to them. I don't know. But I think Rune is going to do very well. The big question, I guess, is what happens when they start sharing a border with the Reunited Kingdom. You know, they could be just the best of friends for, you know, 50 years or something, which would never be the case if it was you. Alright, so I'm going to try this one more time. And I'm going to hope he just goes back into the town, but yeah, he's an idiot. Okay. This is so frustrating. I think what we got to do is maybe just back off, go into the woods, and see what he does. I mean, if we attacked and, you know, got onto the battlefield and he withdrew on the battlefield, he would absolutely retreat into the settlement. That's how it typically works. But because he's retreating on the campaign map, for some reason, he doesn't want to go into the city. So I think we got to back out of here, just so we don't accidentally wipe out the family, right? Because if I kill this guy, I really think that would be it for Northrune. I haven't seen any other generals. So, yeah. Well, that's why we're also getting scouts eventually. So let's train one. I don't think we have trained up. Yeah, we don't have enough. So we'll get that one there. Yeah, maybe we'll even get another. The population here is very low, but that's fine. It'll eventually work out. We also started on the Dominion buildings, or pacification anyway, for both Hjorth and Gargal here, the two settlements we took recently. And that'll just, you know, allow us to make more money, get things up to speed with regard to public order, you know, help our, you know, our kingdom be run a little more efficiently. If you don't have your own stuff in place, your own Dominion buildings, then that can be bad. Alright, we're going to just back out. I'm going to go, like, here. We'll just get into an ambush stance. Yeah, you know, they're so cheap, I will recruit them. We want to have overwhelming military force when you're trying for a protectorate. Alright, let's get our spies headed over there.
At your service. Secrecy is assured. Secrecy is assured. No more moves, sir.
Okay, this guy's the free one. And you can go up to Dale or someplace. I think Dale is probably the best option for earning money. We'll keep our spy there to keep an eye on the siege of Thrimfeld. We've got a spy around Mid-Deeping and around here. Yeah, here's the army of Rune coming right up. Let's check their diplomacy again. Okay, yeah, they're allied with Rohan. So this, you know, I'm allied with them because, well, I want to, you know, make money. I want to have trade, and I think the opportunity came up. I can't remember. I think maybe we got a little cash out of them.
At once, Your Honor.
Let's just keep moving our emissaries through the woods, looking for ambushing
Without delay.
forces potentially of North Rune.
Yes, Captain.
What we really don't want is to have like a big army pop up, you know, somewhere when we're trying to go for a protectorate. That'll just be counterproductive. Oh, and we have a new family member in our capital. Oh, wonderful. Adept governor and adept commander. So this is the level, you know, adept is where they start to get some minor bonuses. Okay, he's got some kind of negative traits for public order, I guess. Stingy, but also lenient. Okay, so he doesn't care about the law, but he does care about making money. And this fits into mean and easygoing, the commander traits. So these, one thing I do like about how Eridan set up the traits for this mod is that there is some reasonableness. So if a guy as a governor is really stingy, really worried about money, he's also going to be worried about money for the purposes of when he's acting as a general. The same thing with lenient governor is, you know, likely to be an easygoing commander. So they do kind of work, and in this sense, I mean, easygoing is bad for movement points, but nice for morale. And he's a defender. He's a tower man. And he's intelligent. So I mean, I could kind of do whatever with him. Let's see, what's the age of this guy? All right, he's the king's heir. But we've seen sort of there's a bit of a danger here with our family tree that we're going to lose it to adoptees. This is fine. This is our current ruler. I think he is a tower man. Yes, he's a man of Dorwinion. But the current heir is, I believe, an adoptee. Or from another branch. He's a man of Dale, right? Yeah, man of Dale. So I don't really want him to be the heir forever. So we may need to change that. In fact, you might be a good heir. What's this guy? Tan of the City of Dale? I think he was the guy who... okay, he's not an adoptee. He married the king's daughter. So he is married into the family, and he's a man of Dale. But this guy's a tower man. And he's great. So I think we want to make him our new heir. Let's go ahead and do that. I almost never mess around with this stuff. That's going to hurt his loyalty a little bit, and by that I mean the opinion of liege trait. So he's currently staunch, which means he is very dutiful. He gets 15% bonuses to trade income, income tax collection, land tax collection, and +2 morale, and a 30% decrease to troop training costs. So 15% for all of the types of money you bring in. That's pretty substantial. That's going to drop because I think he's been disinherited. So next turn we'll have to see how that affects, you know, him as a governor, right? What do I want to do with him? So he's the new heir. I think this is our current king. No, this is right here, Sigthorn of Dorwinion. And let's check his age. Mature. All right. Yeah. So he's not, you know, old. He's like kind of solidly where you want him to be. 30s, I guess, something like that. Let's take Hunthor and move him someplace. Let's actually see. Garth, we do have Outland Dominion there. I could make him governor of someplace. That might be good. Maybe Esgaroth. This guy's mature. I mean, we could put him up in Esgaroth for now. That feels pretty safe. He'd get some nice traits, perhaps. And actually, I'm going to take this off local governance because that suggests to me that there's a governor in there. Okay, we are going to have to spend a little money because I do want to spend for the fiefdom dominion in Hjorth. So a fiefdom it's not an outland, but it's not one of your homelands either. It's in the middle. And so this is going to give us some bonuses. It's going to be, you know, 6 turns. And then we're going to make 880 out of it, but lose 500-ish of that to just mismanagement. So we could, you know, make up a little bit of that by getting a good governor up there, changing some things. Let's see, maybe I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait, and then next turn I'll go for Outland Dominion, just so I don't blow all of my money here. I get a little bit of income. All right, is he in the city now? I think he might be. Let's go.
Sir, engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir.
Maintain siege. All right, nice. So this is the ruler. That's nobody. That's nobody. So now they're all under siege, and we're going to be looking. But I don't think there's anybody else. Let's get our scouts over. Just to be sure, and we'll give them like a few turns like this of being under siege, and we also want to keep an eye out for North Rune emissaries, like which could be anywhere on the map. Now I think if they had any family members or any armies outside at this point, I think we would have seen them by now, because they would have moved to relieve these settlements. These armies that are besieging them are not that big. And even if they were, I still think we would see them rushing to try to relieve those settlements. So I think we're good. If we can find an emissary outside, that would be helpful, because then you don't have to lift the siege in order to intimidate them, right? All right, let's hold off on mercs. We want to save money. And yeah, because you're the governor of Dale, you can be in charge of the city of Dale, I guess. And we'll go ahead and just put that right back on growth policy, and eventually that's gonna get good. Okay, let's move him around. Okay. We made a tiny bit of cash. Let's see if our governor of Belligant is angry with us. How does Halbarad feel about being disinherited? All right, he's still staunch. That's really good. Maybe it'll take another turn for that to be affected, or maybe it's just not enough to overcome the other things or his inherent loyalty. I don't know. All right, so we're over 80,000. A couple of turns like this, and we're going to be at 90,000. So maybe I'll even wait longer on Gargal. It's not that crucial to me, honestly. Thrimfeld still not fallen. Barad Eden remains in the hands of Adunabar. Okay, I kind of screwed up here. Because I think I waited too long. I think that city would have fallen. Shoot. Well, I'm going to try something here. I'm just going to make a little save. And I want to try an auto-calc. No, actually I don't. I'm going to just withdraw. And then we'll go back and put it under siege next turn. So I've got to keep that in mind for the this one here, because that's even more important. But don't go all the way there. There we go. And yeah, 5 seasons, so that's not good. All right. What do we have here? 4 seasons for that. So we'll just keep them waiting. All right, we're at 85,000. And yeah, you can come up to Esgaroth. Or maybe Hjorth, actually. He might be good on the front lines against Dale. It's a relatively safe posting. But also there's, there's a chance for a bit of action there, I guess. 5337. Yeah, let's just wait. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm an idiot. I'm going to reload. I know that is, you may think this is cheating. So my commanders would have known this. All right. My commanders would have known that, oh yeah, in the week that it's been since the human player has been here, this is the situation. I forgot the stupid player. So we're going to withdraw from that, and I'm going to unsiege and re-siege in Fornhood. So again, yes, maintain the siege. That's just one turn away, so yeah. Well, we got to do this because lift the siege. Okay. Now everyone's under siege. I could try it right now. Let's see. Accept overlordship. Offer. Let's try 80,000. It feels a little low. Yeah, they're not gonna go with that. But what I've got to do is I've got to keep trying this. Even if I don't get a protectorate out of them, it's better. I'm convinced this state of affairs is better than having Rune share a border with me. That is something I just cannot tolerate, because they're going to be where'd my other spy go? Oh, okay, he's up here. They're going to be a very bad neighbor, right? They are very strong, as you can tell. They've got the breadbasket of Nirn.
Move depleted, sir.
All right, so this is 4. This is now 7, and that is now 5. This one, honestly, this one could fall, I guess. But you want to let him sweat for a little while, it seems like. I think it is more like 100,000. Most of the time, 150. Sometimes there are ridiculous expenses involved. All right, that's just a dwarven emissary, so no big deal. And there may be, it would be also really nice if they had a son come of age in one of their settlements. Then I wouldn't have to feel so nervous about making them a protectorate, because I have had this happen too. Sometimes you make a faction protectorate, then they die out, 5 turns later, because they don't have any family members alive. So 3 turns. What we'll do is we'll have an emissary right near here. So who will that be, actually? Let's get you. Just checking our borders here. Okay, Thrimfeld. Interesting. This is entirely empty. Thrimfeld has fallen. So we got to keep our eyes on this. Yeah, we'll go up to Hjorth. Right, why am I making less money all of a sudden? Well, it could be that there's a family member in a settlement who is losing money, like the new guy in Dale. It takes him a little while to kind of get used to their job. Okay, candidate for adoption. Did I lose somebody? Nope. I'm gonna say no. I mean, he's quite good, I guess. Maybe I should. Yeah, he's intelligent. I'll take him. So he can be the guy for Esgaroth. We'll wait for him to get attuned. All right, 6,000. All right, yeah, here comes the army. All right, so it will be nice to have a family member here. And I think, you know, I think I'll just wait for them to besiege. And I'm gonna, before I switch him to automatic, I'm gonna make sure the fiefdom is complete. But they're gonna screw that up here. This is probably not a big deal. All right, so Garth has an emissary. Let's bring it over.
Can I be of service without delay?
And this is 2 seasons left. 5 and 3. All right.
Yes, master.
Yeah, I'm really convinced there's nothing left in their
No more moves, sir.
cities or anywhere in their regions.
Yes, master. On my way. Secrecy is assured. Moving.
Okay, so up here, the army we have looks okay. It is a lot of archers and like little bits of things. I guess we could do a combo here. But okay, I guess that's fine. And Esgaroth, maybe we can move in some men too.
Yes, Captain.
At least up in that direction. Let's let's bring you guys.
Captain.
Actually, you instead.
Onward! Ready to ambush!
Yeah, I normally hate reloading, but stuff like that, like I literally haven't been in this campaign for several days, and just the idea that I lost track of you know how much time my settlements had, that's very annoying. All right, so we're up over 100,000. Tan is now attuned up in Dale, great. And Hjorth is besieged as we expected. So let's do this.
Attack!
Lift the siege, send in the emissary.
I shall speak with them at once.
And yeah, overlordship. Actually, let's see. Sometimes this little thing. Map info, and then see if they come back to us. Okay, so they want a bunch of money. They want their towns back. So we come back at them, and we're just gonna do the overlordship thing. And instead of that, I'm gonna offer, you know, more money. That's 10,000. That's 100,000, right? Yeah. No. All right. So back under siege it is.
Orders, engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir.
And we could let this fall. It may be a good idea because this is their largest like military force. There's no family members in here. This would make it open to Rune theoretically to taking, because once we take this and pull out, it's going to rebel and it'll just go to the generic gray rebels. And then we can bring this army back, and having another army, you know, that could be part of it. Our armies are not big enough to intimidate them. Okay, but since we'll be waiting another few turns, let's go ahead and spend the money for Dominion there. That's going to be 2 turns. And here we can go ahead
Onward!
and sally. So we'll get a little battle here today.
Captain.
Engage the enemy.
You can see what they've got. Okay, and a couple of nobles, a couple of archers. The rest is just spears. They do have 1 unit of the black spears. All right, so this is the first battle of our newly minted
This is hopeful news indeed.
heir. See how he does? Actually, our reinforcements showed up in a really nice spot, I think. The AI is going to want to go for this corner hill over there, so we can kind of beat him to it. Which might mean throwing these guys away a little bit, but yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with doing that because we don't want those archers to be just having the hill. All right, and we are shooting at them with our longbows. Mercenary longbowmen. So they'll get a couple of shots. All of you guys can start running, though. Let's get you out of the way. Alright, longbows are out of range. Let's get them up here. Yeah, black spears. It would be nice to catch them, but we're not gonna be able to shoot them. All right, let's just get the archers grouped then. Well, not you. And we'll set them up like that. Okay, so they're actually gonna let my guys get on the high ground. Nope, they're gonna withdraw. Alright, fine. That's very annoying. We're going to be able to shoot some of their woodman bows, at least. But we're just kicking them away. Oh, they're retreating in a strange way. I guess this is because it's their allies' territory, so they can go in this direction. Interesting. I'm not going to pursue him. Actually, we kind of could, because we control Dale. So that means, like, check out the area that this guy can move. It's tiny. That's because of the settlement here. So I thought they'd be able to march up here really, really fast.
Captain.
So maybe we can still get him. Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. We're building. We're going to get that done.
Yes, Captain.
We'll add these guys in. Okay, so minus 1422. Oh, that must be this. Yes, which we just queued up. Okay, fine, makes sense. I guess we're good. End the turn, see what Dale does. I'd rather fight him on the territory, you know, away from the forest. So this would probably be relatively open land. But I'm a little nervous about moving too far off to the east. Okay, that's very nice. And let's see, Hunthor. Okay, Hunthor, yes, Lordship of the North Eves. And Ragnar is the Lord of Westdale. Alright, so that's Esgaroth. However, Esgaroth seems to have a spy. This is so frustrating. We've got some... Well, he's okay. He's a rank 4 agent. And there's just very little we can do here, apart from moving the capital. Or, you know, cranking up the garrison. Let's see, can we do that here? We don't have the, you know, the good troops. Or the cheap troops, anyway, like these Romanian spearmen. We can just try queuing up a bunch of these guys and see how that impacts public order. Not quite enough. The number you're looking for is 70. So if we were to queue up like 4 of these and it would show that public order is 70, then great, I would just stop there and that would fix the problem, at least temporarily. But yeah, this is so annoying. So I mean, I would love to get rid of this, the Elven King's Halls, and this settlement down here too, because I know they're sending agents after me. So what to do meantime? I guess we got to train one of you, which is very unfortunate because we don't have a lot of population there. We don't really have any units here either to send. And we just brought a few down from the north, or from up from Esgaroth to Hjorth. I don't feel like spending on this, but maybe I should. We do have the population here. Let's just bite the bullet. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully we won't just lose the town to a rebellion here. Alright, so this is going to fall next turn. I think I'm okay with that.
Captain.
Let's give him, let's do this. Let's unqueue this building for now. See if we can get the Protectorate. We've got over 100,000.
Captain.
Engage the enemy.
Lift the siege, send in the emissary, and we're just going to ask for it.
Shall speak with them at once.
Just all of our money. Nope, okay.
Orders. Prepare for battle.
So they'll stay under siege. They'll lose Gwaithring. Okay, that Elven Spy just moved on to Hjorth. And maybe he died, I don't know. Okay, so I think what I gotta do is this. We'll just auto-calc it, honestly. And we took it. Let's get everything we can out of it. Okay, marriage celebrations, nice. Now, we do... okay, what do I want to do here? How do I want to play this? We now share a border with Rune.
Captain. Captain.
I think I just want to get these guys out of here, because it's not like Rune has a bunch of troops massed at the border, like, waiting for me. They are busy, right? They are still dealing with a war, but it's not taking a lot out of them, it seems. Okay, they're not going for that place. But, like, they've got a pretty decent empire here. They're still allied with Khand, I think. Yep, so that means their southern border is entirely secure. And they've got almost all of Nirn, and they're getting into Mordor. And they've got allies with Rohan, so probably the next up is going to be an alliance with the Reunited Kingdom. And that means they're just going to partition Mordor between the two of them, and then look for other stuff to do. So I would be next on that list, or probably Rovanion. So probably Rovanion is going to get squeezed between, you know, Rune and Rohan, if I had to guess. They're doing well against the Bjornings, but I don't know how far they can actually take that. There was a big Bjorning army. Let's, just for fun. Yeah, I don't see it. So it wouldn't surprise me if it just was, you know, wiped out. Okay, so he's chased out of Hjorth. And Esgaroth actually, I think has lost its spy, but it's showing rebellion there. That's a little weird. Interesting. Public order is 120. But I guess this just means that we had a rebellion, like, just now. So let's go ahead and rebuild all of that. Actually, let's wait and try the Protectorate first while I've got as much money as possible.
The siege is broken. Can I be of service? I shall speak with them at once.
Not yet, okay.
Orders. Prepare for battle. Besieging settlements, sir.
Alright, so for you guys, get out of here. We're going to use these troops to kind of intimidate them, because I think the AI does respond to that. I'll get rid of this, get rid of that. I know this is hurting my public order elsewhere. Taxes up to very high, and there will be not a loyalist revolt, but a just rebellion.
At your service.
Right, what's this? How many turns does this have left? 2. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. And now I guess we can restore these buildings. Alright, and I haven't seen Dale moving around. I mean, maybe they slipped through.
At your service.
Okay, I think that's everything we need to do. I mean, they could lose Fornhood as well, but then, of course, we would be really bordering with Rune. So hopefully this place is going to go into rebellion fast.
Captain,
Now you come down and just join in.
Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
Captain,
Attack! The siege is broken. Sir, I shall speak with them at once. Orders. Attack! Besieging
All right, I'm
settlement,
wondering now if their family is just too weak for this to be a good idea. We'll see what happens with Graythring. All right, both of them are attuned. Very nice. 2 attuned governors in the northwest, so Hjorth and Esgaroth. Or Dale and Esgaroth, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We'll check his loyalty to us. Staunch, great. So he's like, you know, he's the heir. And now that it's been a few years, let's check out with the disinherited heir, who's still staunch. That's awesome. All right, well, we could even improve this further. All right, and let's now that everyone's attuned, let's go with the muster fields. It costs us a bit less, and we can get those 100-man strong units of Romanian spears just for loyalty if we need to queue up a bunch against a spy. All right, and they took Baradi Den. Hoo boy. All right, they may have a hard time holding it. We'll see. All right, they've got this under siege again. They've got a lot of armies around here, though. Yeah, a lot of big armies. So I do not want them turned in my direction. This is why we're taking so much time with North Rune, going through so much trouble. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. All right. Well, I guess we own Fornhood right now. Civil revolt in Graythring? Okay, yes, and that is a regular old rebel rebellion. So, North Rune does not get that. This guy's probably going to die in like 5 years. Alright, but we took Fornhood. Let's lift the siege. Let's try this again. We've got 130,000 to throw at him this time. No. Alright, so maybe we need to bring these guys down here to intimidate. And, you know, I don't know what to do with this. What we can do is destroy the things that I'm sure I don't need for now. This is a good settlement. And, like, in a perfect world, I would take this and gift it to my protectorate, and then, you know, both of these would wall me off from the south. But we've got spies here to keep an eye on Rune. So if it looks like they start getting an interest in my territories, we can pull out. And I don't know, I'm honestly thinking just giving this to the dwarves or something. Someone that Rune is not going to attack, right? Because Rune... Yeah, oh no, they are at war with the dwarves. Alright, give it to, I don't know, Khand. So that got us a little bit more money to play with. We'll see if it makes a difference. But yeah, meantime, let's just wait. Wait and make money. Although this would probably be a good thing to do. It's pretty cheap. Oh, did I forget to re-siege Yarhelkar? I did.
Sir, march! Prepare to ambush.
Alright, don't hide in the woods here.
Can I be of service? Without delay.
I need you to be seen,
Forward.
I assume.
I shall speak with them at once.
Well,
Orders.
we're just going to keep doing this.
Besieging settlement, sir.
Build a ram. I don't know if that matters. Alright, Belligant had a dwarven spy. Yeah, he's not a big deal. We are also working on a Dominion building here in Gargal, so 2 seasons left for that. And my mind is not working well enough to juggle all of this, evidently. But I don't know if it would have mattered, really. I think, on the one hand, factions having a lot of settlements, increases their likelihood to have adoptees. So, honestly, maybe that's something I can do next turn. Give them Fornhood. Just give them Fornhood back. And it's going to come with, a bunch of peasants for garrison. But so far, Rune doesn't care. And there's a bit of a standoff here. Let's go and check the Anduin Vale.
Secrecy is assured. On my
Yep.
way.
Okay, so nothing changing here. But because Dorwinion does command the east of the forest, there are some paths they could use, like this one. So they could be up here and causing trouble. I kind of doubt it. The AI seems to move really slowly through the woods. Alright, but let's just try to save up for 200,000 or something. Alright, 7 years left for that one. We're over 150.
Captain,
Attack! Break off the siege! Awaiting your command. I shall speak with them at once.
Let's try it this way first again. Okay. Give province. Fornhood. I would give them Garth and Gargal, honestly, if I thought that would matter. Yeah, and I'd give him map information, but I don't think that's going to matter either. I think, in fact, I think giving the settlements is going to hurt us because the AI is reluctant to take settlements. Oh, okay. All right. Well then, that worked. All right. We've got a protectorate. All right, let's check that out. What? What? Wait, did I not? Oh my! I forgot to. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, this is...
Orders?
Captain,
All right. So this is the real test of a channel's integrity right now.
Orders?
Well, not really, because you saw me look for the save, right? How far back can I go? And autosaves have been disabled. So we're going to live with this. We're going to live with this. It's not because I'm so deeply, full of integrity, but because
Captain.
I just flat up screwed up. All right, so let's put Fornhood under siege.
Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
Wow, I can't believe that. I'm just not in my right headspace today. We'll go to Garth. We'll go to Gargal. We'll leave Yarhelkar alone entirely for a little while. They still, I mean, they've got a lot of money now all of a sudden. But we can just put these places under siege just for the fact that they won't be able to train anything, right? You come up here, and you rush over to Gargal, and we'll retake those. And then, you know, eventually we'll slowly build up our money. I thought we had it. Oh my gosh, I'm such... Wow. Alright, I accidentally gave them 100 and all of my money. And just forgot to ask for the overlordship. Just that small detail. They begrudgingly accepted. So I didn't even get a ceasefire out of it. You know, I would have considered that if we had gotten trade. I mean, we're still making 6,000, you know, so it's not the end of the world.
Yes.
Would they want ceasefire at this point? Nah. They're going for it.
Sir. Yes, Captain.
All right. Why can I not assault here? Oh, because I didn't bother building anything. All right, so yes, you go ahead and build.
Besieging settlement, sir.
You come up here.
Captain.
Forward. No more moves, sir.
Maybe start this. No real point starting
Prepare for battle. Settlement under siege, sir.
Captain.
rams and stuff. Let's.
The enemy. Settlement
Can we
under
just?
siege, sir.
No, we need to leave this.
Settlement under siege, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that under siege. 6, 5, 5. Wow, this is just so terribly embarrassing. Agent got uncovered. I can't remember where that is. Does that mean he died? Okay, so it looks like Rovanion is not very much in force. Bjornings have some, you know, decent numbers. Let's move you through here, see what we run into. Yeah, Rovanian's like, okay, we're dealing with idiots up here to the northeast, so maybe we want to try to move on them a little sooner than planned. Okay. Let's go here. Actually, yeah, start building. And we can take this. So I'm just going to auto-resolve this. Fine. And all that money, I mean, that's the thing. It's not even the money, it's the time. But I'm not going to spend it again. What we're going to do is I will give this back to them eventually because I don't want to run barbarian land. I've decided. Okay, Reunited Kingdom and Rovanion. So that's it for Rovanion, I would say. Because Rohan is going to follow them into that war. And that's going to be the end. So, nice to know you're Rovanion. That's bad for me in the long run because it means I'm going to have some very big neighbors over here. Oof. All right, we're at 15,000. And yeah, we're just gonna leave things. I don't even want to destroy it that much per se. We just want to get in here and you know, hold it, and then try to, you know, eventually get them to capitulate. Now, hopefully they had some kids at some point. Let's see. Got a spy down here we can bring around.
Master. At once.
Yes, there's a kid. Okay. We got a new family member. Maybe this was good in the long run. Sure it was.
Service. Moving. Moves depleted, sir. Yes,
All right. Odun of Foreign Hood. All right, another really pretty decent family members we're getting here. Adept Governor, Adept Commander, and interestingly, a Man of Rovanion. I don't think we see too many of those. He's only got the bad traits there, but they would also get, what is it? Bonus to movement points and bonus cavalry command. But he only gets the penalty to law, sadly. So he will be like a governor, some guy in the field. We'll just attach him to an army.
Ambush in place.
Yeah, let's take this.
Engage the enemy. Victory!
And again, lay desolate, make everything we can, and just get out.
Orders, sir. March. Orders. Captain.
I should probably leave somebody in here. Let's take you.
Leading the army. Captain.
All right, let's just go with another spearman, I guess.
Leaving the army.
No, they really don't like it. All right, so low taxes. We got to do low taxes everywhere anyway. All right, so that should be fine.
Sir. Move out. No.
And now we're just going to keep these two particular places under siege. Foreign Hood, Yar Helkar. 4 seasons left. So it'll take a few cycles of putting under siege and lifting the siege and begging, but yeah, Rohan has now decided to be at war with Rovanion. So where are their armies going? Right over here. You can see them moving right for that border. And this is the bigger problem. It's not so much the Reunited Kingdom, because I don't think they're in a great position. In fact, the war may have started accidentally, because if there's like a revolt or something, although I guess it doesn't look like there was. But I don't know. I don't know what exactly caused this.
secrecy is assured.
There's no siege yet, but boy, there will be soon. And it's really, Rohan is like 2 settlements away from us. Now, hopefully, that by that time, they're going to have stretched themselves quite thin. All right, Yodor's looking very bad. Is this another spy? I'd say it's got to be 65%.
Captain.
All right, we'll train 1. Hope that the spy moves on. Meantime, let's get another spy. Alright, so that dwarven spy, yeah. That's the problem. Yep, right there. So I think that should take care of itself in a turn. And in fact, we can force it early, because watch this. So this is flashing. You can change things that are flashing or going to happen by doing this, I think. So we change the taxes, and now it's not flashing anymore, and it's showing 40, not 65. So just know that you can kind of alter that if it looks like the game is previewing something that's going to be the future state. You can just sort of change something. Change the taxes, for example. Alright, so we've saved Yodor in that sense. Alright, let's come over. Alright, and I think this is all exactly the same. I don't think anyone's standing around outside. Yep, the ruler and a noble. Let's check his age if we can. We can't. Alright, that's fine. Let's get down into the woods then.
Move out. Ambush in place. Orders. Onward. Attack! Besieging
All right,
settlement,
this
sir.
is actually, you know, not ideal.
Captain.
So let's bring over
Sir.
a little bit more, and then actually, I don't know, this might be the place for this army. Okay, we're going to say no to this guy. Poor governor, inept commander. No thanks.
Captain.
Reinforcements. So they're still pretty timid over here.
Sir.
We'll get some mercs. This is all just for the numbers, by the way. It's not for the actual battle. All right, that's 2 seasons. That's 7. All right, yeah, we'll just move you as well.
No more moves, sir. Move out. Captain.
And yeah, let's get them on like their territory.
Sir.
And let's ask up here.
At once.
Whoops.
Captain. Engage the enemy. Lift the siege. Awaiting your command.
Well, I mean, we're way too early, but you know, actually, I'd be kind of willing to just have peace with them. Like, I'd give him Garth. Let's say, we'll give you Garth, and I'll give you 1,000. I don't think this is going to work. And I'll add a threat to it again. Yeah. Didn't think it was really likely, but
Engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
so anyway, we're back to kind of the status quo now, up at 33,000. So it doesn't take that long, you know, if you're not like bleeding money. So as long as we just kind of keep the status quo around here, and you know, really try to pay attention more, maybe we can make it happen. On the other hand, they do seem rather stubborn, so it might simply be impossible. Let's go for a little bit of investment here. This is going to cost us in taxes. Oh, that does not look like a useful thing, does it? It's going to increase growth. That seems much better. I mean, there's a little mismanagement, but it's easily overcome by the increase in trades, like 80. So I think we'll go with that. We'll do a few little building projects here, modest building projects, and we do want to keep our eyes on this. Yeah, men-at-arms. We've got good infrastructure, and we've got good militaries, you know. At least we've got the potential for good militaries. We can make longbowmen in Dale. We can make some very nice units up here. And we can make... Did we get up to halberdiers or things? Yeah, no, we didn't. But we've still got Dorwinion Watch. And, you know, we've got units, very strong ones here. Men-at-arms. The halberds, right? So we should, in theory, be able to beat Reunited Kingdom armies. It's just a question of numbers. And if we can keep up the pressure on them. Thankfully, they're not blobbing everywhere. They are really contained in Mordor because you can see Rune managed to grab their land first. So that means they're probably looking for some place to go. And they're in southern Rovanion, and they're gonna be up against Rune at a few locations probably. So hopefully the two of those factions will come to blows, and then we'll see what comes as a result of that. Anyway, thanks for watching. This was the biggest blunder I have ever made in a recording, and so, you know, we're recovering from it though. And hopefully we will get this protectorate. If not, we'll have to think of something else. Like, I could just give this to the dwarves, and at least it would be walled off, right? It's not making me any money. We're not trading with anybody, but we could give it to another faction just so that we wouldn't have to worry about Rune. So I'll be giving some thought to that, building up our economy again, our treasury anyway, and keeping an eye on events down here, because this is going to be the hinge, I think, for the next phase of the campaign. We're in the mid game and we're getting into the late period here. Once we start to see these kind of units or this kind of expansion, once Rohan or the Reunited Kingdom breaks through Rovanion towards the Kelduin, it feels like late game, and that is a problem. So we'll have to see how those develop. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Take care until the next one.